Hi there YouTube, XtremeTrainz here. Apologies for the weird voice, I've got a cold at the moment. But I really wanted to make a video because it's been a while since I've had a chance to do some because uni's kind of had me running around like a maniac and my exam's nearly over. So I thought, hey, I've got some spare time, why not do a bit of a retro review? Now the reason this is a retro review is because this item is not a current item in that although there is some version of it still produced today, this is an older item from a couple of years ago. In fact, if we look at the date on the copyright, we can see it's 2012. So this is, in the year of the time I'm making this video, about 3 to 4 years old, depending on where you were selling it or buying it and what part of the world you're in. But either way, you can see this is one of the Thomas-related items that I got from Leo Video's big prize back a few years ago, and I've only just got to actually getting it out of the box because I really wanted to take a look at something which is really close to my heart, which is the Thomas Wooden Railway, and some of the more exciting deluxe style sets, which I never had as a child. So, the biggest thing we want to take into consideration here is what we're getting versus the price, particularly because I know the Wooden Railway recently has started to get very, very expensive for the amount of wood that you're getting. So, what are we waiting for? Let's do it. Alright, after finally getting through one of possibly the most well-packed Thomas toys I've looked at recently, yeah, but anyway, let's not talk about dumb packaging. Here are the three engines in front of me. Now, you can see Fish Thomas has rolled away, so let's have a look at him first. So, all of these are the standard design Thomas models in that they're the most current design. They've got the older style face, the older kind of model era face, hadn't been updated to CGI. But you can see that these are really, really nice models. I think that in the current Thomas & Friends climate, the best Thomas & Friend models are now the Wooden Railway ones. I just think you can't go past the really nice designs that they've got and the very well painted and well detailed for what they are. So this Thomas, you can see, has a sad face. I'm trying to get him to focus. Yep, so he's got a sad face, which is nice. Always cool to get different expressions. What's cool about the fish on the front here are actually 3D, like they are relief, which is really, really cool. So you've got a couple of those on each side. You've got a couple painted here across the front of his boiler and water tanks. And then the rest is just your stock standard Thomas. So I think this one's actually quite nice. It's probably my least favourite of the three because it doesn't, look as distinctive as the other two, but it's still quite cool in reference to a couple of different episodes. It's got here Thomas and the Stinky Fish, but I believe there are a couple of episodes where Thomas gets fish on him. I think that one with Arthur is one of those, but spotless record, but could be wrong. A couple of quick QC things to note. First of all, on this side, the paint has not passed over. Like, this is obviously two different parts of wood which have been stuck together. And the paint has kind of come apart here, whereas on this side it's seamless. So I'm not sure why that's happened, or, maybe this is not supposed to be there, I'm not sure. Either way, that's a bit weird. The other thing to note then is that this little dome piece actually has a chip out of it, which has one out of the box like that. So that's curious to me. Not sure why that is, but either way, still very nice toys, and these are still very much wood. Like, this is all wood, this is all wood, this is all wood. It's just the wheels and this front part, which are plastic. That's excellent. I'm a really big fan of that one. Oh, and he's just rolling off screen, but that's fine. The next one is the Plane Splattered Thomas. This is also from an episode. I feel like it's possibly in Calling All Engines that this happens. But don't quote me on that. Very, very cool. I think these are the kind of Thomases which are excellent. Not only do you get that excellent surprise face, which is just really, really nice to have, but also he just looks so, so different to a normal Thomas. It's kind of almost like the Minis effect in that when you really do something different with an engine, it's cool because you're like, oh, it's Thomas. Oh, is it? Because the colors are just so different. Very, very cool. I think kids would love these kind of ones with all the different, colors and the randomness of it all. Very, very cool. Very, very nice. Again, same good Wooden Railway design as you would expect. And yeah, just a very, very nice looking engine, this one. Very, very pleased. Then finally, what I will probably call the highlight to me of this set is the Winter Wonderland Thomas, which is based on a large variety of episodes. This one's cool because it has a snow plow. Snowplow, which I've never seen in the flesh before in the Thomas Wooden Railway. He's also got a really cool determined face on him. His eyes might be a little bit, like, looking kind of the wrong way, but that's fine. I think it's very, very cool. Really like it. I love this kind of snow detail. And just the amount of snow there is on there. Like, it's all over the top, or it's on his wheels, it's on the black chassis, it's across the magnet. Like, they really went full force with putting the snow. It's even on the plastic snowplow. The words are just failing me. What's going on? Anyway, it just looks really, really excellent. I'm really, really happy with how this one looks. And I think this is just a this is the highlight to me from this set. And I think it would look very cool on, like, you know, particularly a Thomas around the Christmas tree kind of layout. This is the engine that you'd want to have for that. I think it looks really, really, really nice. I'm a big, big fan of this guy. So then lastly, we have to think about the price. Now, the price for this at a mile, which was, I'm assuming, where this came from, which is quite an expensive department store in Australia, which is known for its higher prices than other retailers, but also does have a very good stock of Thomas Wooden Railway items, unlike a lot of other retailers as well. So I guess maybe that's what you're paying for. I'm not really sure. Noting this is a couple of years old, I actually think $30 for this set is actually pretty good, because a single Thomas engine normally costs about $12 in Australia. Anywhere from, you can get it on from 10 to 15 depending on where you go and what the sales are. But for a Thomas the Tank Engine size engine, they're about $12 for the Wooden Railway ones, 12 or 15. And then for your tender engines, they're like 20, 25 these days. So to get 3 engines for $30, I think is pretty good, particularly when these are special, like, engines. They're not just, this isn't just a gift pack with, you know, stock standard engines you could buy individually. This comes with 3 engines which are either, you know, not available anywhere else, or have only been available in the big, really expensive playsets. So for me, I think this is actually quite good value. The only thing I would say possibly about it is that it does come with 3 Thomases. So for a kid who's only playing around, maybe they don't need 3 of the same character. Although, maybe they do. So I guess it just depends. If they're a big Thomas fan, they would really like this set. I actually think, to me, I was actually quite surprised. I wasn't really sure what I thought about these kind of 3 packs, but I think this one is excellent. I'm really, really happy with how it's turned out, but maybe that's just me. I'm not a big collector of Wooden Railway anymore, so maybe I've been living in the glory days for too long. Alright guys, that's all I've got to say about this set. Make sure you let me know what you think about these sets, and particularly what you think about the Wooden Railway and the way it's heading now. Because I've seen a lot of videos where people are really unhappy with A, the amount of plastic, and B, the quality of the sets that have been coming out. So I'd love to hear your thoughts on those kind of things. Yes, I'm still making videos. Apologies for being away for a while. That's what uni does to you. It means I'm kind of all over the place. But I am trying. And, as always, do all those cool things you do on YouTube, like subscribe and, you know, Facebook, because you're weird, like me. Yay. And, as always, that's all I've got time for. This is XtremeTrainz. It was winter on the island of Sodor, and Thomas, attached begrudgingly to his snowplow, was pushing through the snowstorm, puffing and puffing and puffing with every wheel turn. Would you just buzz off? I'm trying to get some peace and quiet before a busy day tomorrow. Thomas began to career down the tracks towards the narrator. Wait a second. That's me. Bust my buffers. Serves him right for following me around the railway all the time.